Channel 11 News starts with severe weather Team 11 coverage.
Storm tracker Doppler 11 radar is showing another line of rain moving in. You can see it off to the south, and there's also a severe thunderstorm warning. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Jennifer Tomazik.
Good afternoon. I'm Gordon Lesh. Let's get right to meteorologist Danielle Dozier with the latest on the track of that storm system. Danielle.
Hi, guys. Yeah, storm tracker Doppler 11 radar showing some showers around our region, but we do have this severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued that includes Monongalia and Preston counties down here in West Virginia. It's just south of the Morgantown area. Heavy rain, frequent clouds to ground lightning is moving through, and it's moving east here at about 30 miles per hour. So Kingwood heads up. It'll move into your area at 12:08. Oakland 12:36. We've got that heavy rain and lightning, but we also have the threat for 60-mile-per-hour winds as well as 1-inch hail as that storm continues off to the east. We'll continue to keep you updated. We do have a risk here of weather today with damaging wind gusts and large hail as the primary threats out of any thunderstorms that come through. Isolated tornado threat does peak as we head into this evening, so I will time that out for you, and those storms that are coming in from the south coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you for the heads up there, Danielle. And you know, with the rain and the storms coming this week, this is a really great time to download our WPXI weather app so you can take the power of severe weather Team 11 with you when you're on the road.
Breaking news in Cranberry Township, where a driver lost control of a car and went through the front of a dry cleaner's. You can see the giant hole there right next to the front door of the business on Freenham Road. The owner told us he and his son were inside when this happened this morning. They were not hurt, fortunately. They were able to open today despite the damage, and they're working on getting repairs done. We're talking to the business owner about that for Channel 11 News coming up tonight at 5. A troubling trend in Pittsburgh. Violent crime and homicides are all on the rise, and City Council is taking the next step in an effort to stop the gun violence before it's too late. They're introducing a bill to accept a $200,000 grant from Everytown for Gun Safety. That organization is the largest gun safety program in the U.S. Through this funding, the city says they would hire someone to track and interpret gun violence data. This includes everything from shots fired calls to homicides. This all comes after a recent spike in crime involving gun violence. As of late April, there were 20 homicides in the city and nearly 50 shootings where victims survived. That's an 80% and 90% increase since this time last year.
New at noon, the Tree of Life is moving forward with a new building plan in Squirrel Hill. The folks who just got done with the press conference say this is an exciting and hopeful step forward. So the new Tree of Life will have worship space, classrooms, and a space for exhibits from the Holocaust Center of Pittsburgh. They say this will also be a place to remember the 11 lives lost there during worship in 2018. Now, the Tree of Life has chosen architect Daniel Liebskin to head up this project. He also helped rebuild the 9/11 site in New York City.
Things that he wrote about his background and why he wanted to help deal with issues of anti-Semitism and to help educate people to move forward after such a terrible tragedy as we suffered here.
Now, they don't have any dates yet about when construction will start or be finished.
Someone was hurt in a fire this morning in Wilkinsburg. When firefighters were called to Ross Avenue at around 4:30 this morning, they say there was a heavy fire on the first 2 floors. We could see quite a bit of damage on the porch of a house, and looking into the front door and window, there appears to be a good bit of damage there too. A fire marshal is now trying to figure out how that started. At least 23 people were killed and 77 hurt after a railway overpass came crashing down in Mexico City last night. Drone video shows train cars hanging from the overpass after the disastrous collapse. The train crashed onto a busy road, crushing cars underneath. Rescuers had to stop shortly after they started searching for survivors because there was a risk more debris could fall down. Officials say a concrete beam gave way as the train passed over it.
The U.S. will restrict travel from India starting today. This in the wake of the deadly coronavirus surge that has smashed records in India and left the country in despair. A top expert there is warning that the coming weeks in India will just be horrible. The surge of infections in India has coincided with a dramatic drop in vaccinations. Now, they've been hit with problems with supply and delivery. You're looking at very long lines. This is new video today. People in India and the capital of New Delhi lining up in hopes of getting a shot. Meantime, in the U.S., more than 40% of adults are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. That's the latest data from the CDC. So what about kids? When can they get vaccinated? Well, as Britt Conway reports, for some kids, it could be as soon as next week.
Ready?
This is just trying to beat
the virus, try to get everything back to normal.
For Ben Dropick, that meant taking part in a Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine trial for kids 12 to 15 years old. And now, a federal government official tells CNN the Food and Drug Administration is ready to extend its emergency use authorization for that vaccine by early next week. Moderna's president says that company is aiming to have its vaccine authorized for kids 12 and up by this summer. And Novavax has just expanded its phase 3 trial for the same age group. For younger kids, Pfizer and Moderna are both testing on children as young as 6 months and expect to ask the FDA for emergency use authorization for those ages later this year.
I try my best.
Teeing up President Joe Biden's suggestion that kids should be back in the classroom by this fall. Getting there won't be easy.
It's going to take a truly coordinated effort to achieve both the rollout of COVID-19 vaccine in adolescents and a rapid catch-up of routine vaccinations.
But health experts say it's crucial.
If we don't immunize that group, that's going to leave a big part of the population that's susceptible to the virus and be able to continue on the pandemic.
If we keep vaccinating Americans, I think by July 1st, you're going to see much of America feel close to normal.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
More than 200 Upper St. Clair students are getting vaccinated for COVID today. Later today, St. Clair Health set up this clinic at the high school. Those shots are for students who are 16 and older. And tomorrow, Giant Eagle is teaming up with the Pittsburgh Public School District to vaccinate students. They'll hold their clinic at Heinz Field. Students must have a signed permission form or bring their parent or guardian. Parents and eligible siblings can also get the shot if they have an appointment.
Even with all the new clinics opening up, doctors at AHN say it's going to be difficult to reach herd immunity. It requires the vast majority of people either to be vaccinated or have an antibody. So we talked with a physician at AHN who says vaccine hesitancy combined with rapidly spreading variants are taking a toll.
Where we ultimately land, we're not sure yet, but it's going to be hard to get to that 75 or 80% threshold that we were hoping.
Now, experts are hopeful, though, that if enough people get vaccinated, we'll eventually see a far less deadly version of the coronavirus. It has already killed more than 26,000 Pennsylvanians. The Biden administration has launched a new tool to find out where the closest vaccine site is to you. So it's actually a little text message thing here. You go, you text your zip code to GetVax, and you'll get a text message showing you the 3 vaccination sites closest to you. It'll also have phone numbers and other important information.
With more people fully vaccinated, more people are planning vacations, and that's bringing out scammers. Channel 11's Mike Holden explains how they're targeting people booking flights online. New at noon.
As travel continues to pick up at places like Pittsburgh International Airport and more folks are getting vaccinated, scammers are taking notice. However, the experts are stressing if it seems too good to be true, don't fall for any of it. It's no secret, folks are getting the travel itch and looking for a much-needed vacation. And with case counts dropping and vaccinations increasing, airline prices are surging. The Better Business Bureau is sounding the alarm on air travel scams. They're reporting more and more cases of con artists duplicating and creating fake booking websites. They'll even spoof customer service lines where they'll ask you for your most personal details and then surge the price of tickets. Experts say you need to be extra cautious when searching for deals. They say stick to the websites you know and the major commercial airline retailers. Never give out any information like your social security number over the phone or to those websites, and always pay with a credit card so you can report the fraudulent charges and get your money back.
I'm not shocked because I think there are so many scams, and there have been for a long time, but it's obviously horrible, and I think this needs to be stopped. And I think I don't know, maybe the airlines and the industry has some, I don't know, they should be maybe stepping in somehow.
And the Better Business Bureau says if you fall victim or you spot a scam, they want you to report it directly to them. In the meantime, I'm now talking with travelers about how they're better protecting themselves and guidance to you for Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting from Pittsburgh International Airport, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
An Amazon distribution center could soon pop up in Churchill, but it is not sitting well with everybody that lives there. So the center would be at the former George Westinghouse Technology and Research Park that's on Beulah Road. The 4-story, 2.6 million square foot site would be a distribution and logistics facility. It could create more than 1,000 jobs and bring a lot of tax revenue with it. But some community members in Churchill are worried that it'll create more air pollution and noise pollution, and they're also worried about safety.
The safety of our kids getting to Woodland Hills High School when the buses are coming in at the same time as tractor trailers. You know, we're very concerned about that.
So Churchill's Planning Commission is set to discuss that, and that will be sometime tomorrow. A tea promoted for its health benefits. Some women used it and then lost their jobs.
It's embarrassing because I'm not a drug user.
The fight in court over claim that the ingredients caused the woman to test positive for drugs.
A local school worker honored how the district says he was a key factor in getting kids back into the classroom. New at noon.
And I'm tracking those scattered showers across the area, even some thunderstorms that are lifting in from the south. We'll have the latest timing on their arrival here to the city coming up.
Brushing your teeth, taking a shower, you know, having to teach me all those things all over again.
This local mother who became paralyzed hours after getting a COVID vaccine is back home and recovering, and she's only telling Channel 11 about how her life has changed.
Every day that I work hard, I'm going to get closer to being whole. I hope.
A Bethel Park mom who says she became paralyzed 12 hours after getting the Pfizer vaccine is home from the hospital. We told you about Rachel Cecere a few weeks ago when she was paralyzed from the neck down. Well, now she's doing some occupational therapy and some physical therapy. She's able to move her left leg, but not her right. Rachel was treated at the Cleveland Clinic.
I was told multiple times that the diagnosis was an acute distress to the nervous system brought on by the COVID-19 vaccine Pfizer.
But she showed us her discharge papers, and nothing in there in the diagnosis mentions a COVID-19 vaccine. A local infectious disease doctor told us it doesn't sound like they are willing to attribute it to the vaccine. Now, we reached out to Pfizer again. They said they take adverse events very seriously. However, at this time, their ongoing review has not identified any safety signals with paralysis and the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine.
A worker in the North Allegheny School District is getting some recognition today.
That's right. Channel 11's Alyssa Raymond explains why they think that he was one of the key reasons that they have had such a good track record with in-person learning.
I cannot wait to introduce you to Mike Hyrie. He's the head custodian here at North Allegheny Intermediate High School, and he's being recognized for keeping 200,000 plus square feet of this building clean, plus much, much more.
Hey, I'm like the exterminator of germs.
Hyrie loves his job, even with the added responsibilities brought on by a global pandemic. Making sure every inch of this school is free of COVID-19 and other germs at the end of the day sounds overwhelming, but what overwhelmed him today was this sight. Hundreds of students and teachers lining the halls congratulating him for being selected as the Cintas Custodian of the Year. He competed with other custodians all across the country and won.
When they called me yesterday, they said, "Oh, Mike, you have a meeting tomorrow." I was like, why? So I kind of had an inkling, but I was still very surprised.
He takes a lot of pride in his job, a lot of pride. He lives through this. This is like his second home.
He'll be here late at night measuring out. When the guidelines change, he gets out with his blueprints and makes sure that we are meeting all the guidelines so that our kids can eat and socialize safely.
With the help of 8 other custodians, they change all the filters in the building once a month. There's 1 filter in each classroom. That's 100 filters a month since there's 100 classrooms. Through this Custodian of the Year competition, the school also won money to use to buy on more cleaning equipment and products.
Today at 5, hear what he spends 40 minutes a day doing that he didn't have to do before the pandemic, plus a life lesson we can all learn from Mr. Hyrie. Reporting from North Allegheny Intermediate, Alyssa Raymond, Channel 11 News.
Congratulations to him. Close call for a Westmoreland County family. A car slammed into their home inches from where a 2-year-old boy was standing. Amanda Clark says she was vacuuming when she saw the car out of the corner of her eye. And you can see the aftermath of the damage here and the impact from Clark's doorbell camera. The inside of the house, well, the damage was worse there.
Right where he was standing, the whole wall here is buckled in, and thank God he's okay and safe.
State police say 3 18-year-olds and a 17-year-old were in the car. And we're told the driver, who did not have a license, will be charged.
Severe storms turned deadly in Georgia. Look at this. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts knocked down a tree right onto a mobile home and killed a woman inside. As many as 4 tornadoes actually plowed down throughout the South. The huge storm system ripped up trees, scattered trucks like toys, and then tore off the top of buildings. It has been 2 straight days of bad weather in the Southeast, and these severe storms might not be over, I should say. NBC's Blaine Alexander has more from Atlanta.
Across the South, an unforgiving storm.
I just heard woo, 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 and then I heard boom, 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 boom.
A powerful system producing at least 4 tornadoes from Mississippi to Georgia. In Tupelo, an EF1 tore a 12-mile path through the city. Across the state, more heavy winds, tossing trucks like toys.
I looked out there and the trailer was behind me, but it was in front of me when it started.
Dangerous weather also slamming parts of Texas. This tornado spotted south of Fort Worth, while overnight multiple semi-trucks were blown off the highway near Dallas.
We've been stuck here for like 2 hours.
In West Georgia, the storm turned deadly, claiming the life of a restaurant owner before barreling toward Metro Atlanta, a rare head-on hit for the heavily populated city, toppling trees and ripping the roof from this industrial complex. In this Southwest community, neighbors had just moments to scramble to safety, including Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. She immediately started checking on her neighbors, all stunned the damage was not worse.
There's one tree a few doors down. Had it fallen onto my neighbor's home, I would venture to say that house would be gone, and if anyone was in it, they'd be dead.
And guys, when you drive around different places around Metro Atlanta, scenes like these are the norm. Trees either snapped or uprooted, just completely toppled down. But again, officials say that this is not the end. There is another round of severe storms set to blow through starting later today, with some 28 million people possibly in its path. Back to you.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Well, if you were watching Channel 11 News late last night, we were tracking a tornado warning. This is a picture of what could have been either a funnel cloud or a brief tornado that touched down there in Edinburgh. That would be in Lawrence County. And what a sight to see there at night, of course. We have not had any reports of damage in that particular area, but I know the National Weather Service is surveying at least what they think could be an area where a possible tornado touchdown up there near McConnell's Mills. That's something that we will be keeping track of here today. As far as what is going on right now, Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar. We've got scattered showers across our region right now. I'm tracking thunderstorms down to the south. Those are moving through Greene and entering Fayette County, approaching the Uniontown area from the southwest. A quick storm track here on this heavy rain and lightning. South Union, it'll move into your area at 1224. Connellsville at 1241. Bullskin at 1252. We also have this severe thunderstorm warning that's down to the south here for Garrett County, Grant and Mineral counties down here through West Virginia and Maryland, and that is in effect until 1 p.m. That storm is capable of producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well as 1-inch hail. You can see it's moving there to the east, and it's moving 45 miles per hour. So Mountain Lake Park there at 1221. Just want to bring you an update there for our friends that are watching us down in West Virginia for today. We are looking at the risks of severe weather that will continue for the rest of the day today. Damaging wind gusts, large hail will be the two primary threats out of any thunderstorms. I don't want to entirely rule out an isolated tornado, particularly more toward the evening when some of the parameters come up for that. But the two primary threats I mentioned, damaging winds and hail, those threats will be with us pretty much for the rest of the afternoon. 72 in Pittsburgh right now, 72 in Greensburg. It's a warm day. If you've been outside, you know it feels very humid. We've got our dew points that are in the mid 60s. Dew points measure the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, so it's certainly feeling humid to us, and that higher humidity will stick around for the rest of the day. We're looking at temperatures today climbing to 76 with a southwest wind at 10 to 15. It is the warmth, it is the moisture, and a weather disturbance coming through that will be leading to these showers and thunderstorms through midday and afternoon. And then later this evening, we have a cold front that's going to be approaching from the northwest, which I think could trigger some additional showers and thunderstorms, which could bring, again, damaging winds, hail, and a brief tornado. Overnight tonight, we're cooling things off down to 50 degrees, a northwest wind right around 10 to 15 miles per hour. I am expecting a cooler day tomorrow with 58 degrees and a northwest breeze, 10 to 15 gusting to 20 miles per hour. So make sure you have your umbrella out the door tomorrow morning, where we will be tracking some showers. Coming up in the next half hour, I'll walk you through your hourly forecast for rainfall, what we're looking at there for Storm Tracker on Wednesday. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. Warm today, 58 on Wednesday. Then we go into Thursday morning and we're down to 39 degrees. That's a far cry from the 60s we had out there this morning. And then in the afternoon, we're partly sunny. Friday into the weekend, we've got showers, especially Friday and especially Sunday. I've added in some isolated showers for Saturday. Late data coming in showing that. The warmer of the two this weekend will be Sunday with mid 60s, but I think that's going to be the wetter of the two the way it looks right now. For those outdoor plans, you may want to just have a backup just in case. I'll see you back in the next half hour with live radar updates.
Thank you so much, Danielle. U.S. airlines are seeing an uptick in bad behavior on flights. What zero tolerance has to do with it.
But first, the confusion a parking change is causing in the Strip District. Well, changes in the Strip District are causing some confusion and frustration for drivers. Drivers now have to back into spots along Smallman Street near the terminal, regardless of which way you're coming from. One driver we spoke with said he thinks the change is pretty pointless.
What's the reason of backing in? I mean, I know it's like when you pose the back in, it makes it easier coming out, but still it's making it hard coming in now.
And we've reached out to the Pittsburgh Parking Authority to find out the reason for that rule change, and we'll let you know when we hear back.
Security cameras help police make a break in a barbecue burglary in East Liberty. Someone stole a special smoker at Wings and a Prayer over the weekend. The owner got a hold of a neighbor's surveillance video that shows someone in a white truck drive up and then drag the smoker away. Well, Pittsburgh police tell us that they have now been able to identify the person and they are issuing a warrant. The number of people who are just acting bad on flights is skyrocketing. Typically, the FAA sees about 100 to 150 formal cases of bad behavior every year. But just since January, the number of cases has jumped to 1,300. The FAA says most of the issues revolve around mask wearing. The incidents range from verbal abuse to physical altercations. The FAA now has zero tolerance for it. So if you're unruly on a plane, you could face criminal charges. You could be fined up to $35,000 or have a lifetime ban on flights.
There's not much you can do. It's a powerless situation. They have all the power.
Uber says Pittsburgh International is unfairly targeting their drivers. How the airport is responding coming up next.
I'm tracking those thunderstorms that are moving in from the south. I'll have the latest timeline on when some heavy rain could move into your neighborhood.
Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar showing showers and storms moving back into the region. You see it there down at the south, moving northward with scattered showers throughout the day. Meteorologist Daniel Dozier is tracking when those thunderstorms chances are going to wrap up.
Yeah, Gordon, right now we're looking at our Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar. We do have heavy rain that is down to the south. We've got some cloud to ground lightning. This is continuing to lift toward the east-northeast. I'm also tracking scattered showers that are pretty numerous up here through Butler County as well as Armstrong and Indiana counties. But I wanted to focus here on what is going on down to the south. We have heavy rain that is moving through the Uniontown area right now. A lot of lightning associated with this thunderstorm as it continues to track off toward the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So heads up here in northern central Fayette County where you will be getting in on this thunderstorm. Dunbar 1235 for your area, Mount Pleasant at 1251. It's not severe, but I'm continuing to keep my eye on it, let you know if any damaging winds should occur or any hail as well. And of course, if you have any pictures that you can snap, go ahead and snap them safely, of course, using the hashtag WPXI Storm. You can upload them to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We'd love to see them. I'll be back with more live updates with the radar and your forecast as we head into today coming up.
Thanks, Danielle. A firefighter was hurt battling a fire in Mount Washington. It started in a house that's under construction on Iberia Street, and then the flames jumped to a second house. Everybody inside there was able to get out. The cause of the fire is now under investigation. Now, Pittsburgh Public Safety wouldn't say what kind of injuries the firefighter has, but they say he is in stable condition at the hospital.
We could see a major step forward today in the redevelopment of the old Civic Arena site. Later today, the City Planning Commission is set to consider approving plans for the first phase of development. Those plans are centered on a 24-story, $200 million office tower. It will be the new headquarters for FNB, and if approved, construction is set to start later this year. Just yesterday, the group in charge of the proposed project issued an open letter to the Hill District. It said there's been a lot of misinformation and negativity surrounding the project, but they're committed to honoring the promises to reshape the community and bring people back to the area. Development of the site is being led by the Pittsburgh Penguins, but involves a number of city agencies and neighborhood groups. Last week, FNB committed $7 million to programs aimed at improving the neighborhood and fostering small business. Prep work for the Port Authority's Rapid Transit Bus Project is underway. The Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority will replace 2 miles of water lines from downtown to the Birmingham Bridge. The overall project will create exclusive bus lanes between Oakland and downtown. From there, that system would extend to Wilkinsburg, Highland Park, and Greenfield. The Port Authority would begin construction by the end of the year, and service could begin in late 2023.
Off I went, and sure enough, a few days later, I get a note that I've been banned from the airport. You know, there's not much you can do. It's a powerless situation. They have all the power.
Some Uber drivers feel like they are being targeted for minor violations at Pittsburgh International Airport. Even though air traffic slowed during the pandemic, Uber says its drivers were ticketed at a rate 4 times higher than usual. Channel 11's Kara Sapida has been looking into the story for us. She talked with drivers, Uber, and the airport to find out what's going on.
In 2020, during the global pandemic, Pittsburgh International wrote more than 500 citations to Uber drivers. That's half the number of 2019. Uber tells us in comparison, Dulles Airport during that time period wrote 30 citations. Rideshare drivers say they're being unfairly targeted and the airport is making millions.
You know, there's not much you can do. It's a powerless situation. They have all the power.
Brian Cole is an Uber driver banned from driving at Pittsburgh International Airport. He told Channel 11 he got his first citation after an airport worker told him where to go. He says he was simply following directions.
The only reason I moved over was because they told me to move over.
Channel 11 first started looking into airport citations and banned Uber drivers last month when a driver called us and said she was banned for using the airport bathroom after she said these designated portable toilets had been knocked over.
I received a text from Uber saying that I had received a citation because I received a citation from the airport, that I was banned from the airport indefinitely for drop-off and pickups.
At the time, the airport told us in a statement they would work with Uber to identify a solution. Since that first story, we got calls and messages from other Uber drivers saying they were also banned for minor citations, like parking a foot behind the purple line, or this guy having a business logo on the side of his vehicle. 2 citations and you're banned. They say what's frustrating is the airport doesn't give a citation in person or in the mail, and they have no ability to fight it.
And it's not something that any other airport does. There's no other airport that has this sort of incredibly restrictive ticketing process that is kicking, close to 3,000 drivers off in 3 years.
Pittsburgh International told Channel 11 they have banned 98 drivers over the past 4 years, and the total number of Uber violations dropped by half in 2020. Uber's corporate offices told us they usually don't talk about issues like this, but felt the need in this case. At Pittsburgh International, each citation is $200.
Between the tickets and the fees we pay to the airport, it's millions of dollars over the past several years.
The fees come anytime you request a rideshare tour from the airport. $4 goes to the airport authority. That practice is in place at airports across the country, with fees ranging from $1 to $5. While trips to Pittsburgh's airport decreased during the global pandemic, Uber told us the percentage of drivers' citations have quadrupled.
And the percentage of trips getting tickets has skyrocketed. And it does feel like the airport is using these tickets to just generate more revenue for the airport, and at the cost of drivers' livelihood.
We reached out to Lyft as well. The company had this to say: throughout the pandemic, while rides to the airport were down, citations continued at a steady rate, and in some months increased for Lyft as well. Kara Sapaida, Channel 11 News.
So the airport tells Kara that there is a process in place for Uber to challenge citations on behalf of their drivers.
One of the world's wealthiest couples has announced their divorce. Bill and Melinda Gates are calling it quits after 27 years. The couple says they'll continue to work together at their foundation, but they no longer believe they can grow together as a couple in the next phase of their lives. Bill Gates stepped down from Microsoft's board last year and has focused his efforts on philanthropy. According to Forbes, he is the 4th richest person in the world with an estimated fortune of about $124 billion.
It's a tea that women were told had health benefits, but that tea made some of them fail drug tests for their jobs.
And blame it on the pandemic, the new items we could soon be paying more for. Next. A look inside Churchill Downs. It shows a Pittsburgh company using new drone technology to sanitize the facility before last weekend's Kentucky Derby. We first told you about the company yesterday. The CEO of Ayers Fog says it was awesome to have a hand in returning fans to the oldest sporting event in the country. They told our partners at the Pittsburgh Business Times they already have a deal to use their drones at PPG Paints Arena and expect to sign deals with local school districts soon. There's a new twist in a billboard battle in Tarentum. The common pleas judge has now ordered the borough to issue a permit. 2 years ago, Tarentum rejected a request by Oliver Outdoor to place an electronic billboard near the Tarentum Bridge. The zoning board claimed the pole would be in the borough where billboards are not allowed. The borough solicitor told the Trib that the council could discuss its next move.
You can now blame the pandemic on a chicken tender shortage. It's leaving some restaurants without their best-selling item and sending prices skyrocketing. The National Chicken Council says things are looking up, though. Production should return to normal in the coming months, and that should ease the supply demands. Corn is getting more expensive, too. Prices are up more than 30%. That's the highest price in nearly 8 years. Stores are expected to absorb the initial increase, so we might not really notice the rise in prices until this summer.
We do have those scattered showers and a few thunderstorms out there right now. I'm going to let you know how long you need your umbrella. Plus, I'm tracking a big cool down and when 50s return to the forecast.
Made me look really bad.
In all your years of service.
Mean nothing.
A failed drug test cost her job. The weight loss tea that she says is responsible.
Welcome back. Women across the country claim that a tea that's supposed to be healthy caused them to fail drug tests. And a Pennsylvania woman was using the tea to lose some weight.
It's embarrassing because I'm not a drug user.
Pam Johnson started using raspberry lemonade ISO tea by a company called Total Life Changes after seeing some stories on social media. Well, our sister station down in Charlotte has followed the stories of several women like Pam. They tested the tea in a lab to see what they could find, and apparently the lab found trace amounts of THC. So the company has since added a warning to its tea, not recommending it if you're subject to drug testing. While Johnson didn't lose her job as a bus driver, others say they have.
Be careful. Know what it is truly that you are putting in your body.
This has left a mark on my driving record. I want to see that tea taken off the market.
So there are 3 class action lawsuits now over the tea, and the company says they'll not comment until they get a final report.
The world's largest beer festival has been canceled for the 2nd year in a row. German officials say they can't keep Oktoberfest COVID safe. The festival attracts around 6 million visitors to Munich every year. Visitors sit at long tables to drink beer, eat, and listen to OOPA bands. Organizers say the risk is too great given uncertainty over when the pandemic may ease up. Germany has vaccinated more than 28% of its population so far, and infections are falling, but restrictions that were reimposed in November were tightened just last week.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Good afternoon. Have you been outside today? If you have, you know it is cloudy, but it's also warm and humid. It's 72 degrees as we take a live look over the city with that cloud cover. Here's our storm tracker Doppler 11 radar. We've got widely scattered showers across the region. Some are heavy. The heaviest ones are showing up here in the red shaded colors. I want to take you down to the south of the city of Pittsburgh, where we do have some heavier rain moving toward the Elizabeth area. Heads up, if you are there in Elizabeth, you're going to want your umbrella before you head out, as this heavy shower continues to track toward the east-northeast, and on the current path it would head into western Westmoreland County, affect those of you up in North Huntington. Connellsville, heads up, you've got some heavier rain overhead, some cloud to ground lightning in fact, and this continues to track up toward the Salt Lake and Mount Pleasant areas. More rain and more lightning there in Greene County. We've got heavier downpours in and around the Washington area that continue to track toward the east-northeast, and quite a bit of thunderstorm activity as well just south of the border into West Virginia. We will continue to have those weather threats out there today of lightning, damaging wind gusts, and hail. So at any point today, we could have a severe weather warning, which would include 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts or 1-inch hail. That's the criteria for a severe thunderstorm warning. You can always stay updated by downloading our Severe Weather Team 11 app. It'll have the radar for you on the go. Make sure you have your umbrella all throughout the day as we track the wet weather. It's warm all across our region today. It's 69 in Beaver, 70 in Washington, 72 out in Greensburg, and 72 in Indiana. It's also humid, as I mentioned. Our dew points are in the mid-60s. Dew points are the measure of the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. The higher the number, the more moisture we have. You start getting dew points in the mid-60s. It really feels humid out there. We're going to deal with that for the rest of this evening. So if you're heading out, walking your dog, maybe you want to have that bottle of water with you, but also stay alert to changing weather conditions, as we do have that threat for showers and thunderstorms continuing into this evening and tonight. And it is this evening and tonight where we will continue with the severe weather threat. But there's one caveat. I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. Here's Storm Tracker model data heading into the future. A couple of hours, we continue to see those scattered showers and storms that are to our south lift up to the north. Then what we have happening later tonight is a cold front pushing through. So 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we're going to begin to see that cold front settle in from the northwest with showers and thunderstorms. And looks like if we did have a threat for a tornado, it would be during this time frame. Otherwise, the rest of the area is looking at the threat for damaging winds and hail. Into tomorrow morning we go, and we have scattered showers for your morning commute, some heavier in intensity, and we can't entirely rule out a rumble of thunder. Once we get into Wednesday afternoon, the rain becomes a bit more spotty. However, when you total it all up, there will be some spots that could still see up to an inch of additional rainfall. And that is including what we've already had out there today. 76 today, goes to 58 on Wednesday, 39 into Thursday morning, 61 in the afternoon. And Thursday's a great day to get outside because we have more wet weather coming in for Friday. Headed into your weekend, cooler Saturday, warmer Sunday, and it looks like the wetter of the two will be Sunday.
Hey everybody, I have something that you have loved so much. We have not been able to keep it in stock, but we're bringing it back and we're making it better, and here's how it goes. Wrinkles Schminkles is a name that makes you smile, but a treatment that makes your skin really, really happy. They're known for these medical-grade silicone patches. Did you know, so this is the décolletage, right? Right here. Over 97% of the women who have used these have seen an amazing difference in their skin. How great is that? Medical grade silicone, no chemicals, no side effects, actually uses what's in your skin to help make your skin more hydrated, more beautiful, more smooth, looking better than ever. And It doesn't seem to matter where you have an area you want to improve. We have something for that. So if you want to improve your décolletage, we have it. Neck, we have that. Something around your eyes, we have patches for that. Around your mouth, we have patches for that. On your forehead, we have patches for that. Your hands, we have patches for that. So we really have these amazing treatments. By the way, made right here in the USA, so you know they're the highest quality, and they're reusable 20 to 30 times. How great is that? Now, we all know that the celebrities do crazy things, and you can go to a spa and spend a lot of money. These are the amazing results, and you get them at home. But Gabrielle's the founder of Wrinkle Schminkles, and because we've partnered with her and you've loved her line so much, she's bringing us a full line, new packaging, and you're gonna have the option of these great sheet masks, peels, serum, the whole 9 yards. So whatever the area of your skin is that you want to improve, we're gonna have a treatment for that. And right now on localsteels.com, all of this is 23 to 50% off. It is springtime. You want your skin to look amazing. You want to be able to do it from home. You want to be able to save money. We can do all that for you right now on localsteels.com.
The fountain at Point State Park was turned on for the first time this season. You know, it's always a nice sign that summer is just around the corner. At full pressure, the fountain pumps 17,000 gallons of water per minute. Last year, its lights were replaced with a new LED system. The Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership wants to know if you're ready to head back downtown. So they're teaming up with 24 businesses to gauge people's interest. There's a 5-minute survey that will ask you if you're comfortable returning downtown for work or if you feel safe shopping or dining at downtown businesses. You can fill out the survey online, and we have a link to that on our website, WPXI.com.
May the 4th be with you. It is National Star Wars Day on May 4th. It's a day for Star Wars fans to celebrate all things from a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars fans claimed May 4th in Toronto in 2011 with a trivia game and a costume contest. Feels like it's been longer than that, but...
I know. It does seem like it's a phrase that's been around forever.
We just hear it so much. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5.
Thanks so much for being with us. Have a good day.